Test. There we go. Hey folks, how's it going? It's Friday, doing some game dev. Hey there, Lisa Salamotes. I don't know why OBS decided to default my microphone both times in the past two streams, which is useful. Let's make sure my headphones default as well. No idea why. Let's go. Does it even have my headphones? Yes, there they are. Cool. I sound nudes. Nice. Hey Jeffrey, how's it going? Good to see you both. Hope you've had a good week. Don't think I didn't stream on Wednesday. Didn't stream on Wednesday. I was so tired. Didn't have the energy. Where's the mouse gone now? Everything's going wrong. Right. So didn't get a chance to stream. I kind of chilled instead. You sometimes just need to chill and rest and look after yourself. I'm going to switch over to the main screen. Let's get some audio in the background. Let's get a page open. Get some audio. Let's pick out some something that's going to be suitable. Maybe some lo-fi. Yes, went to Metal Store today. It was nice, awesome. I saw your haul. Looked pretty cool. Turn off filtered messages on Twitch. I'm not offended by Jeffrey selling news. If I can turn off. Oh, it's filtering Jeffrey on your stream. Or is it filtering it for everyone? Yes. It's in the moderation tools on Twitch. So it's per channel. I think as a streamer you don't see the filter, no. Yeah, so I think anything that's put into my channel is subject to my moderation tools. The Immortal vinyl looks better IRL, but it's shiny silver, nice. Blue swirly vinyl itself is. I like blue swirly stuff. Yeah, I think the moderation filtering is per channel that you're watching. Minor War is blue and Danger Face is pink. Nice. I do love a nice swirly patterned vinyl. I'm very happy with Danger Face. I saw the artwork, thought it looked nice. I listened and it's some decent punk. Awesome. Where are my moderation settings? Extensions, Creative Cam, Safety Center. Analytics, content, community, no. It's been that long since I've looked at the settings. Stream together, I need to have a look what that's about. I got the ICP free. He probably didn't want to make money on that. Yeah, I know ICP is a bit of a funny one. I don't mind it. It's not something I listen to on a serious kind of way. But as long as you don't take it seriously. I think some people do a bit. Block terms and phrases. Okay, that's what I put in there to try and block people. That's my block terms. Permitted terms. Oh yeah, I've had to permit the word junkie because it wanted to filter that out. Likely invaders or harassers is restricted. Possible invaders, harassers monitoring. Got level 2. Probably don't need level 2. Let's go to level 1. I don't get enough chatter to worry about that anymore. Oh, I can share ban information with up to 50 streamers. That's quite cool. So if I ban anyone, I can share that with up to 50 other people, or they can I have 50 other people's bans shared with me. Block hyperlinks. That's an odd one. Because we start getting dodgy links in my chat, but then a lot of links, nearly every link I've had recently, has just been a admin moderators, VRPs. I'll unblock hyperlinks for now. First time chatters in my channel must have verified email. Yes, let's go for that. Chatters without verified email must have account older than a day. Chatters without verified email must have followed for more. No, they're not a follower only channel. There are some streamers that are follower only. It just stunts things. Imagine just spelling someone you dislike, no other reason, and then just figuring out his favourite streamers and then having them ban someone as well, unless someone is really misbehaves. Sharing with 50 streamers seems much, yeah. I think, yeah, it ends up kind of being a slippery slope, as in, yeah, you could ban someone just because you don't like them, and then they get banned from every other channel that's following that ban list. So you'd have to be less of a ban because you feel like it, and more of a ban because they are generally bad for the community. So yeah, moderators, VRPs don't need that anyway. So all my followers need to have email verification. So if you follow me and you don't have an email verification, you can't chat. But if you want to just chat, you need to have your email verified, because people can just make Twitch accounts without verifying emails. Yeah, my channel rules are pretty simple, yet people ignore those. Hey Nix, how are you? It's good to see you. Hope you're starting to feel a little bit better. No, not been the best, but I'll post the details of vinyls in a bit. Awesome. Yeah, I'm quite happy with those. Yeah, so I've changed a few settings. I can't seem to capture the silver of the logo. There's certain things that just don't really come through properly. Right, I've changed some of my my moderation settings now. So if it starts getting a bit ropey in here and things are being violated, then pain is easing. Got to do another blood pressure check. I mean, cool. Yeah, as long as you're doing everything in intervals, then you can start plotting graphs, and any weird anomalies just kind of get flattened out. There's that. Well, that seemed to be either at the the measure wasn't doing it properly, or you might have had a spike and it's only a spike and not a constant. But you just don't know unless you're doing regular checks. Now I love all the hearts going on there. Keep myself hydrated. I was really happy with myself this morning. Well, I've been happy with myself yesterday, but because I've trying really hard to lose weight this week. And I managed to lose 3 pounds of weight, so I'm very happy about that. I haven't done any exercise, well, nothing specifically I would call an exercise. Temperature is still 34.7 though. That is quite cold. I don't know what a cold temperature is supposed to indicate. Is there any kind of idea of like, because your body has a fairly regular temperature, and then if it's raised, it's usually indication of infection or fever and your body fighting it. But if you're cold, it may be worth checking the distance the thermometer works at and being quite specific about it to make sure you get as accurate a reading as possible. Even get as far as a tape measure, just to be absolutely sure. Sepsis, oh, that's not good. But if you double check the distance that it works at and make sure you've got that, and then you can definitely say that you've measured a consistent low temperature. Are you feeling ill otherwise? Is sepsis notable, like you feel having sepsis, or is it one of these things? They would have shown you bloods. So I suppose it would have started when you had the bloods taken, wouldn't it? Like before having your blood taken. It wouldn't just happen now, unless you had a sudden change in condition. But yeah, still find out what your bloods say though. You want to know what they said. But if you're taking regular measurements, you can at least go, well, here's my full plotting of measurements over time, and doctors can look at that and go, this is useful information. They can deduct their own things from that. It's not you saying, I think, it's here is the raw data, tell me I'm wrong. So it's always good for that kind of stuff. Like a diet, I've seen it repeated a number of times, like keeping a health diary is very good for getting doctors to listen to you, because you go, well, it's not just a one-off, it's not just a spur of the moment. Here is a measure over time. Here's how I feel at different points of time. Hi, how's it going, dealer? Good to see you. Happy Friday. Hope you've had a good week. Thanks for being here. I say Wednesday was a write-off due to how tired I was, and I like to be switched on and energetic with you guys, at least to my level. I'm not like crazy loud YouTuber energy, which is up here somewhere. I'm middle of the road, chill. I still like to give you guys a bit of energy. If I can't do that, I'm just kind of like staring at the screen, not talking, and you don't want to watch that. Swirly is visible in the pic. I am expecting energy. Louder YouTuber now. You said energy. It's like, looks like swirly frozen water or something. Ooh. I want crazy YouTuber energy. I might make a parody. So all things like, hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. All that bollocks. Take a line of crack, you won't need to sleep again. Hey kids, how's it going? Good to see you. Hope you're keeping well. It's good to see you all. Thank you all for being here. It's always awesome. I stream with no expectation. I stream, and I'm quite happy if that number stays 0. And the fact you're all here is just a massive bonus to me. I'm gonna give Ozzy his food and walk the dog. Be right back. Okie dokie. Don't do crack lines. Use smoke 'em as rocks. See, that's how sort of switched on with the drugs. It's been a while since... Yeah, I know, kids. I have some bad jokes edited, partially. Recorded, shall I say. Recorded and partially edited. And I need to upload them to our other channel. I can give you our other channel, actually, kids. To kind of cross-promote. There are some more on there. If you like the one that's on my channel... you should like the other ones. Be right back, okie dokie. Let's bring these things back on the screen. Right. So, if you like the bad jokes, the bad jokes part 1 on my actual channel, that is the link in the chat right there. Is my group that we film with. So there's a few more shorts on there. I could cross-upload them to my channel, but that's where all the comedy stuff typically is uploaded. So you'll see a lot more on there that is on my channel. So yeah, have a watch of those. Now I've got some more that I want to upload, but that channel is the group of us. So hopefully you enjoy those ones. But I quite enjoyed recording those. That was some time ago now. If you look at the timestamps on those videos, it has been a long time. I keep wanting to do more. Maybe I should be one of these YouTubers that just films themselves from different angles wearing a different shirt or something and just play all the characters. But as we're a group of comedic actors, it's nice to play off each other, because you can... Those shorts, we film the whole thing from one angle and then film the whole thing again from the other angle, so you are talking to another person. You just can't see them, and it makes it very easy to have a good cut between the two. Whereas I know a lot of these single TikTok, YouTube short things is one person recording all of one character and then recording all of the other character and trying to pretend that they're looking at each other across the camera, and it can look a bit awkward. It's just nicer when there is physically more than one person there. Plus, you've got better personalities you can work with. It's not just you with a slightly different voice and a different shirt on, which can be funny, but there's certain people that work better for certain characters. I'm always kind of typecast as a... quite a few of my characters have been authority figures. Like, I played policeman, I played security, like, not in these videos, but generally as characters. A butler, a hotel butler I've played. A Roman, 2 to 3 centimeters away, 36.5. Awesome. It's because that's only like there, isn't it? But yeah, keep a note of sort of, just keep, if you're unsure about the reading, you might need like a little measure stick or something that you just Yeah. It's very hard to do yourself, and generally trying to judge a temperature, or judge a distance for getting a temperature. Because I'm hopeless. I have my perception of dimension and distance is way off. I have no concept of size, which makes drawing still life and drawing things I'm seeing very hard. Because I can't perceive the size of things. So my drawing is like, well, I can draw a flat, my perception of something that's flat, but I can't tell how big something should be in respect to something else, because I just don't know how to judge it. But I know ratios, so I know if something is twice as big as something else. I can do that. So I can do a ratio. So like a rectangle, two sides are twice the length of the other two sides and make a rectangle. That's fine. I can do ratios. Do you enjoy drawing people? Hotline Miami. I've never actually seen Hotline Miami. Drawing people is horrendous. Nick's has seen me try to draw a person. I draw with your eyes closed and call it abstract art. Drawing organs is fun. I could probably draw organs easier than I can draw people. Like if you asked me to accurately draw human organs, I could probably do that. But a person, like I can draw a person as well as I could cut them out on a piece of paper. So if you say, well, cut out the shape of a person out of a piece of paper, that is basically how I draw them, as a flat representation, a gingerbread man style person. They don't have the right shape and proportions. There's too many lines. Like a shape is, to a certain extent, maybe limited to 8 sides if you go for an octagon. And there could be 8 equal lines brought together. And those lines are parallel. I can do parallels. But a person, a human, doesn't necessarily have parallel lines. Doesn't necessarily have proportions that work. And, break the body down into different bits of geometry then around it. Yeah. I've seen guides where you basically do ovals, you do circular shapes and go, well, this shape represents this section and that oval represents that section, and then this section you then divide, and like the head, when you draw the oval for the head, you basically draw a line through the center of the oval and then put the eyes in, because you don't think the eyes are in the center of the head from the chin to the top, but they're near enough are. So things like that, like there's tips, and I can understanding the tips and the techniques allows you to draw better. But it's something I would like to learn. Like, I find making a video game far easier than putting a pencil on some paper and drawing something. Now, you could ask me to code all day and I'll do that. I can make something. I can't draw it because I'm having to conceptualize shapes that represent real life things. But then if I'm working in Blender, I have the shape. I can modify the shape. I can probably make a person in Blender. I couldn't draw them as easily. Eyes are basically a parallelogram with details. Yeah, I'll give you that. I think, as you say, Dilo, it's breaking it down into different shapes. You don't see the person as a shape. It is a series of shapes interconnected. And yeah, I tend to try and try and draw people as a whole. And I know that's not how you draw people. And Jeffrey, when he comes back, will probably be able to agree with that, because Jeffrey Korteka Kamori is a pretty good person for drawing, and so is Lysaurus Rex. Why would you make a person in Blender? That would kill them. Yeah, put a person in Blender. It makes a nice smoothie. The arms are basically cylinders, but smaller at one end. Yes, but low. Yeah. Yeah, in Blender, yeah, you just make a cylinder and just draw it in. So you think the arm is basically like a cone with a flat bit on the end. But yeah, you just think of, like, I can think three-dimensionally, so I can make a model in Blender a bit easier than I could draw it. But then how do you represent a cylinder two-dimensionally on paper? You probably have to go down the realm of shading, don't you, really? To sort of say, okay, how would the light interact with this if it was 3D? It depends on perspective. Yeah, there's a lot to learn. You think you're just making shapes on paper, but it's more complex than that. From the front, it's right angle. What you got there? A little Unity 3D engine. How's it going? Plutonium. I like that name. That's cool. Here we've got a little 3D engine there. Do this little game. Just doing a little project. Yeah, this is I'm working on my UI at the moment, Plutonium. I'm not it's not great. It's very basic. I keep meaning to open Photoshop and replace these with something a bit more substantial. You can also model in 3D then trace. That is true. Like you know, like the artists, what they call mannequins. I suppose they're wooden things. You can actually pose this thing and then you draw what you're looking at. That I would find easier, because I'm just looking at something. But if I actually made what I wanted to draw in Blender as a shape, doesn't need the details. If I make it in 3D, pose it, then trace it, and then add the details to the drawing, and I can then go back into Blender and apply those details to finalize the. If I was drawing for a 3D model. So yeah, there's ways and means around it. I'd say I'm far better at making 3D objects in Blender than I am drawing on paper. Now, I'm completely lost of what I was actually planning to do today. I've enjoyed chatting to you a lot. Always enjoyed chatting. That's one of the things I really like about streaming, is that I get to talk to you all while I am working on stuff. Let's find my own Discord. I've got so many Discords. Ooh, I love those colours of the vinyl. Yeah, it doesn't. Oh, you can just about see the patterning on those vinyls. Add gambling, loot boxes. There's a you may have already come across them, but there's a group of Kiwis, as in people from New Zealand, who go by the name of Viva the Dirt League. Very entertaining group of actors, but they do a lot of video game based comedy videos. And they started a new series called Dev. I think it's called Dev. And it's basically a parody of Blizzard. and other game developers, AAA game developers, and what they would do. And one of their latest videos is coming up with the idea of adding gambling into a game and making people pay real money on the chance they might get a rare item. And I know there's quite a few games that do that. So you can't actually get this item, but if you buy several loot boxes, you might get a chance. Oh yeah, what I was going to do, wasn't I? I remember what I was trying to do before. I wanted to, because I have the options menu. Yeah, so I got the sound menu there, but I need it to affect in real time the actual sound. I can adjust the sliders, it's not changing the sound. So I need like an on update event. Let's have a look. So slider, so what have I got? So it is updating the settings, but the settings aren't applying. So I need to have something that it calls something to update the actual sound controls, which are down here. So maybe I don't want to do spaghetti linking. That's what I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to learn how to do this while also avoiding anything that's not going to be sustainable long term. A blackjack table. So I wouldn't mind making like something that already exists. There's one of the things I've read that and heard on a few videos, that when you start with game dev, making indie games, is you try and make a game that already exists. So like a gambling machine in Unity will be an interesting test, because you know what a gambling machine is supposed to look like. You know what blackjack is supposed to look like. You know how blackjack is supposed to work. You don't have to come up with a game. You have a game, you just make it. So that makes life a lot easier, that you're not having to invent a game. You're just taking something that you already know the rules of and trying to make it. I am thinking sound volume control, because I don't want to bring that into here because that is not linked. Maybe script sound volume. That's what that is, isn't it? Sound volume. Ah, did I do something with that? I just need it to activate. I need it to do a thing. Let's have a look at the code. So when it loads the scene, oh yeah, set volume sliders. So I almost need to run another bit of code, don't I? I've got it. So set volume. So I should really have another. Let's make a public void set volume. And put this into here, and then we call that from here. Need to semicolon, can't forget the semicolon. Got to skedaddle by, unfortunately. Okie dokie, thank you for dropping in, kids, and yeah, have a peruse of that channel. And so I'm not involved with all the videos on there, as it's a group project, but I'm sure you'll find some more comedy in the meantime. to keep you going. And thank you for dropping in. It's always good to see you. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you next time. Let's do the same here. Let's go public void set volume. We'll cut that from there. So it means we can actually call the volume separately now. We go to the sliders. It is a little, because the sliders exist within this. It's not too bad, I suppose. Let's make another on course. So it should run these in order. If it should do that, then it should do this. So if I, because that's the BGM, so if I drag that into there, BGM set volume, so that should store the volume, and that should set the volume, and do the same for this one. Slider add sound effects, drag that in there. Function sound effects set volume. Right. Save that. Cool. That wasn't too bad. There might be better ways of doing it, but it works, and that's the main thing. So let's hide the options menu, because for now I'm quite happy with the options menu. Quite happy with it. Options menu, hide. Let's say it back to its default setting. So we've done that. Let's go to my game dev notes. So to do better UI for selecting rocks, design graphics here, create options menu. I have done that. Design button graphics, design on screen messages. Basically, it's just most of what I've got listed to do is open Photoshop, but I can do that off stream. So what can I do? Well, I need to make a better rock selection menu. So rather than having the this projectiles menu, I'm back. Welcome back. So rather than having this list here, I want something in the middle. So let's make a new projectiles menu and call it projectiles selection, I suppose. It's got a panel. So let's go to there and go create empty and call that projectile selection. Ooh, excuse me. Projectile selection. We have a new thing in there. So we want to put a panel in there. So create a UI panel. We'll just keep it panel called panel. Panel's good. Pivot rotation scale. You saw the vinyls themselves, I see. Yes, very cool. I like them. I'm a big fan of coloured vinyl because of because of the horns. Same. Yeah, I need to keep my eye open. Well, I've not really looked at any vinyls for a long time. Vinyls unfortunately cost money, and that's not something I have right now. Because I shall indulge when I have money available. Free seems a good number. Let's unlink those. Position Z, no. Left, right, bottom, top. Probably not so high. Probably about there. We'll line up the top of this menu with the top of that for now. Cool, so we have a panel, and we can put a picture for this panel. We can have a picture if we want to, but at the moment it's just like a transparent, opaque kind of looking thing. We're going to want to make a series of things. So at the moment we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is a nice number. So we could have 4 and then another 4. I suppose they should be buttons, really. Let's go UI. Where's the button? There's the button. We'll call that call it P1 for now. And we'll put the text in there as P1, but we've got to change it. And to do that, let's want a nice little blank space. So we'll keep that as is. We're happy with that. So we need to get all the projectiles. So prefabs. So prefabs are... Oh, I need to find where the rock is. The rock isn't a prefab, is it? The rock indeed is... That is the rock. So suppose, to make life easier, this... What I have here as a parent, like a grouping, that in itself should be a prefab, I'd say. And that means I just have an object called rock, and that can be then contain all the variations of the rock object. The only thing is it does require things dropped into it. So this is where I need to kind of make things a little bit better. I have returned. Welcome back to you there. Stone Env02. There's this album I want a vinyl of, but they're based in Russia and won't ship outside. Oh no. Sorry to hear that. Yes, you get restrictions like that. Scenes. Create new scene. Let's go with test for the moment. Paste. We have a rock. Nice. Let's zero these out. Scaling is okay. Probably do with having an empty in there. That just holds it. So let's make a rock empty. Then we can adjust things a bit smoother and just drag that into there. And let's move the camera and the rock both up together. And probably just want the camera to be bring the camera a bit closer. And that's kind of sat in the center. Now we want let's get a cube. This would be our kind of like, and sit behind it. And zero these out. Cool. Right, so cube is there. We want the cube behind the rock, and we also want the cube to be quite considerably larger. And that's actually covering the object. You don't really want any shadows there either. Where's the light? Can we change a few things? Intensity. Yeah, let's leave that at 1. Shadow, there we go, no shadow. Cool. So we can just bring everything into here now. I should be able to take a good screenshot of it. So let's. Oh, he's back. Welcome back, Lisa. What you making, by the way? So Donya now has the hairbrush again. She stole. It is now Donya's hairbrush. I'm making basically a photo studio. So this is not necessarily part of the game, but it is in benefit of the game. So the idea being, this, I want to have a picture of the rock in the game. But I also want pictures of everything else. So I save that and go back to level 1. Probably the easiest thing to have done is probably just copy that whole thing there. Copy, go to test, paste. Delete that. Move all these over into there and delete that one. Probably something along those lines. Just make sure it's far enough away from the cube. There's a nice nice look at it. So I basically now have a photo studio where I can take screen captures of just the objects. Now I could just take the pictures of these objects, or I could be slightly fancier and have them rotating, which means I'd have to add an animation to them to make them rotate, and then record a GIF of them rotating and then use that as an image file rather than a still image. But we'll go for a still image for now because that's a start. Probably have to change it to green or pink because having white as a background is probably not ideal. So let's put it onto there. So this cube, let's grab a material. Got some materials here. Let's make a new material. Create material. And let's call this green screen. And we'll change this to a nice green screen kind of colour. Why are you making a photo studio? So I want a image. I want a single image of each of the things that you can throw. Smooth this. Let's make it, not so smooth. I want it quite matte there. Cool. So we go to here now. There you go. I can now take this image, and I can then start getting like still images. And the reason for that, so I go back to scenes, go back to my level, Yes, save that. Oh, I forgot. It's all relative to where you are, isn't it? Ah. Yeah, so rather than having this list of everything you can use, like the rock, the crate, the barrel chair, barbell chicken, rather than having a list of buttons, I want to have the pictures of each of the items that you can throw in this little pop-up menu. And you just click, oh, I would like to use the chair, I would like to use the rock, I would like to use the panda, and you just click on them. But in order to do that, I need pictures of them to use as the buttons. At the moment, we have a button that says P1. I want to change that to a picture of a rock. I'm a head out, okie dokie dealer. Thank you for dropping by. Hope you have a good rest tonight. And then, enjoy your weekend. This is not silly, or thank you for saying no. It's a Mr. Meow-a-lot. You sound just like my cat. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good Friday. If you guys need anything, mail me a monster with your message engraved on the barcode. That is a very intriguing way of communicating. I like it, dealer. I shall remember that. Yeah, this game started off as a silly game and became kind of serious over time. So I've not really updated my stream title because it's all as a series on YouTube. Thanks for the stream and good night. Thank you, dealer. Hope you have a good rest. Yeah, so all of my videos on my channel for this project are titled the same thing with just a part number on the end. I could go back through them all and change the names, but then if I'm talking about it, it might not make sense when you watch the videos back as to why I'm referring to one thing and then changing over time. So for now, it is still a silly little game that has become less silly, more serious, and certainly something more than I was expecting it to be. I'm probably, at the very least, I've done 2/3 more hours on this than I was expecting to. Tomorrow work on the artwork, by the way, after dinner? Sure, yeah. So what sort of time did you want to go? Do a few hours, get you going, and it shouldn't take too long to get things in place, because your concept, as far as this is concerned, isn't too complex. For me, the most complex thing would be adding the visual stuff, and that's obviously your expertise already. So, but yeah, if it's sort of we can set a rough time, I'll make sure I'm ready, and then you let me know. We can do a Discord call, and yeah, work on it together. But I'm happy to go as early as you are. I'm free the entire day. What time do I usually eat? Probably around sort of 12 o'clock my time, so probably be 1 o'clock your time. So anywhere between 12 and 1, so between 1 and 2 for you, I suppose. Oh, dinner. The evening. Ooh, that's usually around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock for you. You're not free during the day. Okay. Yeah, so I normally eat about 5 o'clock my time, so it'd be 6 for you. Ooh, laptop's rebooted. Interesting. But yeah, I can get a... I'll have all the materials prepared. I think I might be going out later evening, so it wouldn't be able to do it too late. But certainly get a few hours in. And then we can pick up again, depending on when you want this project done for. You can pick up again another time. But yeah, whenever you're ready to go, I'm quite happy. Let me know, I'll be ready and poised. So let's go back into the test. We'll get some screen grabs for now. Send me a message after you're done with dinner. I think that's best. Awesome. Will do. Will do indeed. I'm quite looking forward to it because, yeah, I definitely work well to a spec. And you've already given me the spec. But I shall try and make my own version of it, and then I can help you by understanding myself. During the day, going to have to do some work on the house. We have one room left. Oh, hasn't been worked on at all yet. Yes, it's a long project, isn't it? Like, I'd like to think that when Nix and I eventually get a house together, that it shouldn't take too long to get the house sorted, but you can go for years and not have a house fully sorted. So I'm going to try and project manage it. But then I'm also hoping to not have to vacate. I'm not going to be kicked out of this house. I'm not going to have to move and then work on the new house while I'm living at it. So I'll have that advantage. I can at least have a bit of time to work on it without me being there, and try and get everything in that needs to be done before there's physically anything in there. But I'm hoping to have all those kind of things done within 1 month, so I'm not paying for more than a month on 2 places. Because despite living where I am, I'm still paying to be here. Counting my small house as part of the whole, we have 9 rooms. So yeah, 1 was left. Gonna be like a second living room without a TV. Nice. So kind of like a. Oh, they refer to sometimes studies or drawing rooms in British culture. But it's where it's more for like use for like or what they call them, like greeting guests, sitting with guests, or sitting with a book. Oh yeah, I've forgotten what the other name. There's lots of fancy names for room functions. Typically, many houses aren't expensive enough. Guests, I suppose. Minus the guest part. Yeah. No guests allowed. No, some people have depending on the function really. But I know some people with very large houses have like a TV room, and then they have a living room. But a lot of houses, the TV room is the living room, and they're kind of interchangeable. But then if you have a study, it's typically an area where you can learn, read books, or work on stuff. Books and desk, etc. will be there, but also workout equipment. Nice. So it's a place for self-improvement, I suppose. To work on things, work on yourself. Yeah. We've decided that the place Nix and I go together will ideally have a games room, where we'll have our desks, our computers, games consoles. Not for guests, no. Yeah, the living space will be just for group entertainment. So like, if we have visitors, that's where they're entertained. Where we want to watch TV, but we want a game. Some of us can then game away from the living space where you can watch TV, or we can game together. That's the ideal. It all depends on money. It's pricing of things these days. Not always ideal, unfortunately. Try and centre that a bit. You're talking about a house makes me curious again because of what I managed to understand from the situation from Facebook and some other convos. But will the house be for 2 or 3? 3 people. Yeah, all happy people together. So that makes life a little harder trying to find the place because it will be guaranteed for 3 people. Whereas typically otherwise you're only looking for 2 people. Nice, alright, right. Then I get it. Cool, yeah. But yeah, it makes it slightly harder, yeah, because 2 people can live in a small space together. 3 people, not so much. Because even with 2 people, sometimes you want your own space. You want to be able to sort of have time away from each other that you're not constantly sharing spaces together. But certainly with 3 people, you don't want to be sharing spaces together too often. I get how difficult it is to find something that could be for 3 people. We needed to find a house for 2 families, so to say. So at least 2 bathrooms, 2 kitchens. Yeah. So that's fortunate. All we need is, yeah, a standard house, but space for 3 people to exist and use. I mean, the full-time search and process was 2 years, but all in all, looking for at least 7 or 8 my mother and I. Oh wow. Yeah, the main thing I need to kind of work on is the money part of it, unfortunately, right now. There we go. It's over. Yeah, UK has same housing situations as Netherlands. I think that's gonna be hard until we found this. Yeah. Yeah, it's not. They don't make it easy trying to find housing because the problem is there's certain rules in place that when companies like builders start building houses, there's a rule that says so many of those houses have to be like affordable. They need to be of a cheaper price. But that can be like, I don't know, 10 houses out of 100. So you could have like 90 houses that are really expensive. And 10 of them are cheaper because that's the rule. But the problem is, again, those 10 cheap houses might be bought by people that would never live in them. They buy them and then they rent them at more expensive prices. So the people that would want the house to live in it can't buy it because someone with a lot more money has bought a few of them. Uh, 1,000+ people waiting list on those probably. Yeah, that's the problem as well. Like those will get snapped up so quickly. Like you have to jump in and get a house as soon as it's available. But then there's the added problem. You can buy the house before they've even finished building the house. So you buy the house as it will be, not as it is. So you go, well, we've started making the house. You can buy it now, and when it's finished, it's your house. But then you can't guarantee that house is actually going to be any good until it's finished. It might be like a really bad house. You just know what it looks like on a piece of paper. We also have the issue that some people with money buy different houses that are big enough for 4+ people and rent it to students. Yeah, try and split it out then. Do they get more money? If they open up some new houses, especially in Amsterdam, that are slightly affordable here. Then you sign up for those, you get a message, you are 1128th in line most of the time. Yeah. Now, we have a housing problem, as a lot of places do, which is frustrating. And so yeah, there's like a waiting list for people get in housing. Right, so I'm going to start capturing these and saving them. And now I have to like get a standardized image, save them with a transparent background. Save them as PNG to start with. So P1. Let's hide the rock. Bring in the crate. Take another capture. Save the capture. There's one thing I do like on Windows 11. I've found that if you do like a snipping tool on Windows, which is the little scissors with a circle, you can just do like a screen grab of just a section that you kind of draw the box around. On Windows 11, it actually automatically saves it for you in your folder. So I have a folder on my Windows 11 work laptop full of snips that I need periodically go in and delete them. Mac as well. Ah, that's cool. Yeah, it might only just been brought in with Windows 11 because it's certainly not on Windows 10, and maybe they stole it from Mac. Because Windows 11 looks very much like it's trying to be Mac. When I first saw Windows 11 and go, I recognise this style of interface. So they didn't really hide it very well. But it's only a good thing that the features that work for one system get copied for another, and everyone benefits. It's P3. Hide the belt. Bring in the chair. Now the chair, I'm thinking I might need to rotate it so you can actually probably not. So you can actually get an idea of perspective. Now if I were to animate this, I would like it to just keep rotating. But we'll do one stage at a time here. We'll grab the stills, and then we'll see if we can then start doing animated versions. P4. Hide the chair. Bring in the barbell. Capture that one. Save as P5. Hide the barbell. Bring in the chicken, which I realise the legs aren't actually attached. It's kind of like a Rayman situation here. I suppose the cool thing as well, by having the stills, is I could probably put a mask over it and then shade it out so you just get a silhouette. And if certain things you have to unlock, I can display the silhouette. Chicken! I can display the silhouette rather than the actual item, and when you unlock it, it's obviously visible. So that'll be a fun thing to do as well. P6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yep, P6. So there's something we'll have to go over tomorrow with the art project, is making sure we get good names for things. Make sure that sort of everything's named appropriately. It makes it very easy to locate stuff. But I'm sure we can achieve that. But I've got a pretty good idea of how it's how it would fit together. And I'll spend the time during the day making my own version and seeing what works and what doesn't work. And then hopefully I'll have everything set aside to kind of go through. Let's see, P6, P7. Because I all know it in theory. So only in practice once you actually give it a go. And this will be P8. Okay, so we now have all of the... Where it's gone? Somewhere around here. Oh, there it is down there. Let's go back to level 1. I'll keep the test area there for now. Might be useful. I suppose be Photoshop be the easiest thing. Let's get that open. I might have to make sure I've got a source on OBS for Photoshop. Let's make a new source. Window capture. Photoshop. Cool, okay. Let's shrink that down a little bit. Pop that there. Cool. So what I really want to do is just kind of delete the background, but I think I need to have a oh no, it's fine. Got it. I need to decide an actual size. So let's open everything up and I can get a good idea with everything what size I want it to be. You can have a guess on that one. So where my eye patch? Just talking to the copy of Illustrator some days ago. I do have paid programs by one of Adobe's competitors, Affinity. I've heard Affinity's a good competitor. I wanted to compare some tools. That's fair. Yeah, I've had this copy for a long time. This is CS, not sorry, not even CS, CC 2015. So it's 10 years old. Still does the job. Yeah, I'd use GIMP on my work laptop because you definitely don't want to be using anything less than legitimate on a business computer because you can get into a lot of trouble with that. My Photoshop skills aren't particularly great, but I've kind of picked things up as I've gone along and taught myself a few things. Very much like Unity and Blender. If I need to find something out, I'll look it up. If not, I kind of work it out. And it might not be the best way of doing things, but I've certainly got by. And the last one is the pumpkin. And we'll work out a common size then. Okay. So we've got all the files open. So I think the biggest thing out of all of those, probably the crate. Crate and the pumpkin is roughly the same sort of size, but I think the crate's got the biggest dimensions. So if I set everything to the size of the crate, so go canvas size, center it. Again, you haven't got the pop-ups because it's window capture. Probably want to crop it really, it's the easiest thing, isn't it? Let's draw. Image crop. Call that P2. P1. P3, let's grab that one. P3. I can probably scale these images to be roughly the same size then as well. It's P3, and close that one. P4. Oh, the chair just about fits within that. Got some green spill around that as well. Oh, I can clean that up. I've got a little bit of green there. P4, P5. P6. I selected that area. Nice. What's going on? Oh. I selected I changed the tool by accident. Damn it. I like the chicken. Chicken is nice. The chicken I did not make. The chicken I found for free on the website. And it was being given away for free, so I grabbed the chicken. This kind of almost spherical rock-like in its sense. I can't remember if the legs are supposed to be detached or not, but they are. They are separate to the chicken. Let's make that P6. So I could probably, I want to animate this chicken and have its legs walking, which is a very simple kind of almost robotic style. Cause it doesn't look like a real chicken. I don't need to worry about making it look like it walks like a real chicken, because it doesn't look like a real chicken anyway. Same with the panda. If I wanted to make the panda animated, I don't have to worry about it functioning like a real panda, because it's not. P7. And finally P8. Put these all into the same Photoshop file. Means I can store them all together. So I think I'm happy with the pumpkin size. Panda can probably scale a little bit. Where is it? Not what I wanted to do. That's a crop tool, isn't it? Slice, slice, select. I've forgotten what the scaling tool is. Don't crop. Cancel. transform, isn't it? It's transformation. I think it's if I right click it. Free transform, there we go. Near us somewhere. Cool, happy with that. Apply. Hide the panda. Chicken definitely needs to be free transform. Let's scale up the size of the chicken a bit. Yeah, I'm happy with that scale. Hide the chicken. Barbell. Yeah, I'm happy with that size. Chair. Happy with that size. Barrel can do with being scaled. Transform. Probably about there. Rock, we'll scale the rock a little bit. That looks good. Let's swap that round. Cool. Right, let's save this as a Photoshop file for now, and then I can then export each of the layers as its own PNG. Let's call that I think, I'm not sure if you can import Photoshop files into Unity. I have to check that actually. Let's call it rock underscore images. No. So window. If I now drag that into Unity. I suppose it takes it, kind of converts it into its own image without all the other layers on it. So it's good in some ways. I can actually drag that in, and I think I can change the original Photoshop file. It auto updates into Unity. So that's good to know. But because it's multi-layered, it's not really any use to me. So let's remove it from Unity. And I'll name everything based on these names here. So let's go back into here, go export, quick export as a PNG, see if this doesn't crash on me. Export, quick export. Rock images 2. Export, exports PNG. Rock images 3. There's probably a automated way of doing this. Just export all the layers as sequential images. But by the time I worked it out, I could have just done this anyway. Ooh, 5. No, overwrite that. 5. Rock images 5. 6. Seven. 8. Okay. All been exported. And there they are in Unity now. So rather than slide it up there, where is it? Canvas, projectile selection, P1, deletes that. Source image sprite. I need to change them as sprites, I suppose, don't I? Sprite. Save. Sprite. Save. Sprite. Save. Basically, I have to tell Unity that it's not an image; it's a sprite. And the sprites are basically just any image data that the engine can use. So we have to do this with any of the images we do on the art project. Have to be changed to be a sprite in Unity, which is easy enough. Just select it, go all. It's not a default image type, it's a sprite type. Okay, so go to there, we can now drag that in. Let's go 150 by 150. It's quite sizable. Probably don't want it quite that big, so that's maybe 120 by 120. Let's duplicate that. P2. and change the image to the crate. Put that there. Ideally I'd have like a grid that could line these up better, but we're doing it very quick and haphazardly because I don't want to be streaming for too much longer. Three. And that is the barrel. Duplicate again. Four. There's the chair. Duplicate again. Actually, let's duplicate that one. No, not the panel. That one 5. Drag this down here so it's in the right order. And we can just go straight down from that. And rather than the rock for 5, it is now the barbell. Let's duplicate 2. For that one 6. Drag 6 down to hit. Whoop. 6 below 5. And bring that down. And change that to the chicken. 3. Duplicate. Rename as 7. That is the panda. Duplicate number 4. And there's 8. And so that's the pumpkin. Cool, so we now have the different options on the screen there now, and you can actually see what you're picking. Now I just need to transfer the code over. So it's UI controls need to drag into it. Let's make all the on-click events, make life a bit easier. So we got all the on-clicks now, and all of these have UI controls in there. Cool. Let's go to there. So it is UI controls. Each of these buttons act on the UI controls object. They're all using, let's double check what it's using. Select projectile call. Select projectile call. Select projectile call. Select projectile call. Probably should have done this on the first one and then copied it. That would have been the better option to do. Oh well. And something I could do going forward is I can actually make this into a prefab as a default object, and when I drag it in as a default button, it has all the settings I need, and I just change what the picture is and what its name is. That's the whole thing for setting stuff up, as you know. Once you know what you want and how often you're going to use something, then you make life easier for yourself by making a template to use. So rock stone goes in there. Rock crate goes in there. Rock barrel goes in there. Rock chair goes in there. Rock barbell goes in there. Rock chicken goes into there. Rock squish goes into there. And rock pumpkin goes into there. So those buttons now will do something when they're clicked. Last thing to do, projectile select, show projectile menu. So that piece of code here needs to be changed from showing this one to showing this one. So you need to open UI controls. So look if it's already open. Here it is. So projectile menu. So projectile menu is passed into it, so that's alright. I don't need to actually change the code, just the item. It's got loaded. So rather than projectile menu, which is that one, is projectile selection. So menu I shall hide. It's gone. Won't see it again. This one I shall also hide. And I will save that. Yeah, let's give this a try. Okay, got the standard thing, projectiles menu. Select panda. Select barrel. Chair. Cool. What I probably need to do though is when you click on one of these, I suppose the ideal thing would be to click on it and then have the menu close, I suppose, rather than click it and then close the menu. You kind of want to just go pumpkin, and then carry on. I don't know. What would be the better method? Unless you have like an OK button down here, which is kind of the close button. So you kind of select it and then go OK. I'm quite happy with that menu. It looks nice. Probably needs a little bit more work. But that's another thing off there. So, design better UI for selecting rocks. I've done that. Better graphics for main menu. Yeah, I need to work on that. Create options menu I've done. Design button graphics, replace UI. So I need to do that as far as the menu goes as well. Better buttons for that. Make a level 2. So I think once I've got all the buttons sorted out, then I can probably go and make a level 2. So I need to do some Photoshop stuff. So I could do that tomorrow. Do a little bit of Photoshop work during the day. And then I can drop that into here. So I can do all that offline, and I can just post screenshots in my Discord, because there's not really much in the way of coding, it's just changing what these buttons look like. And then next stream could be making level 2 then, I suppose. Or maybe I need to still work on this, the mechanic for this. I need to kind of drop back down to 0 and then hold a button for power. So I still need to do that. So that's the only real mechanical thing I need to do still, is have it so you hold down, rather than having it up and down, you have kind of power. So turn left, turn right, power, and then it depends if power, after releasing the power, is when you launch automatically. And so that can only mean like 3 buttons. So turn left, turn right, hold down to build the power, and then let go to launch. Like if it's on the keyboard, hold the key down, release. If it's on the screen, click, release. So I can try a couple of different things and see how it feels. So that can be done next week as well. But most of this that I want to do now is kind of just changing the menus. I do actually want to do the timer thing as well. So when you complete the level, let's run this again. So we've got this timer up the top here that's ticking down, or ticking up, should I say. So I need to get to stop the clock when you finish the level, and then display your time. And then I'll decide what equates to a gold, silver or bronze. So I can do that as well. But I think I'll probably wrap the stream up there. It's just hit the 2-hour mark. We've made some progress. We've had some good chats. So yeah, tomorrow I'll send you a message, Jeffrey, when I've finished eating, and I'll be ready to go. So I'll try and work on the principles of the game, what the Unity will be looking for to work, so I know what to show you. But yeah, hopefully we'll get most of it done. So looking to head out in the later evening, but we'll have a few hours to work on it. Switch over the camera. Boom, there it is. But once I've got the UI changed and I got the power mechanic in place, I'll work on a level 2. and then work it kind of switching levels. But I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy, and everyone who's been contributing in the chat over these past few months has really helped as well. Thank you for stream. It was epic as always. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for being here. Thanks for stream. We'll talk to you more. Yes, indeed. Have a good night. I also like the chicken volley, of course. Have a good night. Thank you both. And yeah, Jeffrey, I'll speak to you tomorrow. I'll send you a message. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Lisa, Jeffrey, Nix, Kits, Dealer, Mr. Meow a lot. Thank you for dropping in as well. And everyone who's been lurking, I'll see you there. Hope you get some rest. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Should be back on Monday for some possibly Stardew Valley. And carry on with that. And then back for some more game dev on Wednesday. So we'll see you there. Hope you have a good night. Good night.